San-FRAN-CISCO, can you believe it? Real football is almost here as training camp is officially 1 week away, starting next Tuesday in the shadows of Levi Stadium. So if you're pumped up for the return of the San Francisco 49ers, I want you to hit that thumbs up icon, like the video. Also lock in, because today's show, it's straight up loaded. I'm juiced up and ready to go. You're watching the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Chase Sr. here with you. Today's show, sponsored by Mint Mobile. You may have heard of them before. It's the cell phone company owned by the famous actor Ryan Reynolds. And nowadays, during inflation, so many people are trying to save money because their bank accounts are getting hit hard. Some of these cell phone plans from Mint Mobile, as they're changing the game, they start as low as $15 a month. Get hooked up today. It's mintmobile.com/chat Sports. We'll tell you more about them on America's largest 5G network coming up here in just a few moments. Here's what we're covering on today's show. San Francisco, some of the leaders to trade for one of the best safeties in the NFL in Jessie Bates, according to CBS Sports. Deebo Samuel and his trainer in the San Francisco area, and Deebo's trainer spilling the beans, maybe saying that a big payday for his client is coming soon. Jimmie Ward, is he going to land a contract extension? And can the same be said about Nick Bosa, as reportedly contract negotiations are underway? We're covering all of that, but first, we start in the defensive backfield. Could the Niners trade for Jessie Bates? So we'll lay the foundation for him. Bates was franchise tagged by the Cincinnati Bengals, the reigning AFC champions, but here's the caveat. Has not signed a deal yet, so because of that, he's not under contract, and he could be a training camp holdout. And rumblings have been hot for a long while that he could get traded. CBS Sports listing their destinations for Jessie Bates. There you see the San Francisco 49ers on that list, with the Philadelphia Eagles, the Dallas Cowboys, Las Vegas Raiders, New England Patriots, Indianapolis Colts, Washington Commanders, and the New York Jets. Now, what does this mean for Talanoa Hufanga? Who knows? We know Jimmie Ward going to be the starting safety opposite of potentially Jessie Bates, and maybe Talanoa Hufanga, but either way, this very much so an interesting rumor out there on the NFL rumors landscape. We're going to dive into who the player that Jessie Bates is and get to the rest on Deebo, Nick Bosa, and Jimmie Ward. But first, I want you to think about your memory bank here. Your favorite Niners defender of all time, since we're shifting on the defensive side of the football to start today's show. Drop me a name right now in the comment section. Now, me saying that Bates is one of the best safeties in the NFL is not a hyperbolic or crazy statement to say. He did have a down regular season last year in 2021, 88 tackles, 4 pass breakups, and a pick. But the 3 prior seasons before that, he was sensational, which is why a lot of people consider him to be one of the best ball-hawking safeties in the NFL. 2020, 15 pass breakups. That's tremendous. 9 pass breakups in 2019. 7 more in 2018, and you see the interception figures there. 3, 3, and 3 before 1 last year. Now, I did say he had a down year in the regular season last year, but come playoff time, he really turned it on, which is what caused a lot of people to take notice and say, yeah, he may have had a down 2021 regular season, but this guy for a long while has been getting the job done. 20 tackles, 6 pass breakups, and 2 picks during a year in which he struggled to a certain degree, but in the playoffs, you see the numbers right there that I just talked about. He was really, really good for a Bengals team that we know ended up making it to the Super Bowl. Only if the Niners were taking on Cincinnati in the Super Bowl, I think we would have been talking about San Francisco as Super Bowl champions. Now, here's the thing with Bates. He wants to get paid. If he plays this year, is going to be under the franchise tag with Cincinnati. But he's looking at some of the numbers here for the highest paid safeties in the NFL, and he's thinking, okay, why can't I be in this category with Minkah Fitzpatrick, who on an average annual value basis, making 18.5, followed by Jamal Adams, which is not team friendly for Seattle. Harrison Smith at 16, Justin Simmons at 15 plus, and Budda Baker just shy of $15 million. So at the end of the day, if San Francisco does want to trade for Jessie Bates. A couple of things will have to happen. Most notably and most importantly, to get a deal done, they're going to have to give him a long-term contract, because I don't think that he's going to want to go to a team that he has no longevity in terms of his contract. And also, you're going to have to either restructure, release, or trade away Jimmy Garoppolo to have money to pay Bates this upcoming season. So what do you think the Niners should do, Niner gang? Should San Francisco trade for him? Give me a T for trade or an S for stay away. You be the general manager. You get to occupy the role of John Lynch in the comment section right now. As I mentioned off the top, today's show, sponsored by Mint Mobile, the really best deal out there for anybody looking for a new cell phone plan. And the cool thing is, you don't have to change your cell phone number or get a new cell phone. And with Mint Mobile, you get unlimited talk and text, high-speed data on America's largest 5G network, a mobile hotspot. Most importantly, plans starting as low as $15 a month. No, that's not a lie. How do you get signed up? You see the link at the bottom of your screen, mintmobile.com/chatsports. Your service will switch seamlessly between America's largest 5G network and 4G LTE, whichever is strongest. Get signed up today and start saving money right away without changing your cell phone number or getting a new cell phone by going to mintmobile.com/chatsports. That link available for the faithful in the comment section and the description of this video. To some 49ers rumors now. This one coming from my guy Shane Stern. We follow each other on Twitter. And look, if he's right here, good job by you, Shane. 3 dominoes I expect to fall early into training camp that are all somewhat tied together, is what he said the other day on Twitter on the 17th of July. Jimmy Garoppolo gets traded. He'll be excused from camp until he is dealt. Deebo gets a contract extension. Nick Bosa lands a contract extension. And a bonus, he has heard rumblings of a Jimmie Ward contract extension as well as he enters the final year of his deal. More reports out there that contract negotiations are underway for Deebo as well as Nick Bosa. That really coming from some internet rumors that are simmering right now. As for Jimmie Ward, former first-round pick, early in his career for San Francisco, looked as though he was going to be a bust. Last couple of years, he's really turned it on, and I think right now he's being disrespected. He is one of the best and most underrated safeties in the National Football League, and this past year in 2021, he was really good, and it's crazy just how far he's come from what it looked as though he was going to be early in his career. Now, he's the captain of this defense. He is great in terms of trash talk on social media, and most importantly, he's a really good player. 77 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 6 pass breakups last year. He's not really active as a box safety, which I actually think is beneficial for what the Niners want to do defensively, because they have one of the deepest defensive lines in the league, and they don't need a Jamal Adams type of safety. For Jimmie Ward, he is more comfortable playing center field, playing the passing game, and that's where safeties, in my opinion, are most valuable in today's pass-happy NFL. I'm going to go ahead and type my U for underrated, because I think that's how you classify Jimmie Ward right now. But what do you think? O for overrated, U for underrated, P for properly rated. How would you grade Jimmie Ward on this Niners defense currently? When moves happen, if it's a Jimmie Ward extension, Deebo, Nick Bosa getting the bag, we'll be the first one to let you know, and we'll be talking about them with the best analysis right here on the 49ers Report. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. North of 60,000 subs. It's youtube.com/49ers TV. Join the largest 49ers news and rumors channel on YouTube today. So to those reports about negotiations beginning for Deebo Samuel as well as Nick Bosa. We've said it for a long time that Deebo, Bosa, both members of that 2019 draft class, pillars of this franchise. Now, a social media clip going viral right now between Deebo and his trainer. He's working out in the Bay Area, and Deebo's trainer said, "Deebo, my client, he's about to get paid." And it would make sense because of the timeline that we've seen from this Niners front office. Historically, they've gotten these deals done in the lead up to training camp or soon thereafter training camp getting underway. And Deebo, in an offseason in which the wide receiver market has absolutely exploded, is set for a big payday considering what he did for this offense in 2021. Historical season, 1 of 1, and what he did through the air and on the ground was completely unique And that's a big reason why he set himself up to get a nice little paycheck from the 49ers front office. 77 catches, 1,400 yards, 18 yards per catch last year for Deebo to go along with 6 touchdowns. And on the ground, 8 more touchdowns, 14 total touchdowns for him, a straight-up game breaker, a special player. And if you're trying to develop and groom Trey Lance, you want to have weapons for him at his disposal, right? Deebo Samuel, he has the game. Can he continue to stay healthy like he did last year? Hopefully, because up to this point, since getting drafted in the second round out of South Carolina, has not played a full season. Last year, almost played a full season. As for Nick Bosa, after that Aaron Donald contract, which paid him about $30 million per year, that's going to be about the going rate for one of, if not the best pass rushers in the sport. One of the top players under the age of 25, and if you can lock him up right now, my goodness, he is going to be wreaking havoc against opposing offenses for a long time. And outside of quarterback, I'd make the argument, left tackle, edge rusher, the 2 most important positions on a football club. Last year, coming off the torn ACL, he was even better than he was before the ACL injury. 21 tackles for loss, 15.5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles, and an astounding 32 quarterback hits. So with these reports out there about these negotiations getting underway with Bosa, and maybe those negotiations starting before Deebo Samuel, who do you think gets paid first? Is it Deebo, type DS, Nick Bosa, type NB for the Bear? Let me know. Subscribe to the channel, and our coverage, it is about to start popping off with training camp about a week away.